How you doing, Keith?
Hey Doc, I would like to talk about the slavery, freedom of the slaves.
Sure. Are you a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Are you at least 18?
I'm 30.
Are you driving?
No, I actually parked on the side of the road, so you're
Cool.
good.
Cool. All right. What do you want to hear about the slaves?
I was trying to see who was instrumental in actually freeing the slaves during the Revolution.
Everybody, non-Christians and Christians. Who was instrumental in making sure that the slaves remain slaves?
The people in power.
Yeah, all the same people. The Americans. In fact, most of them were in what we call the Bible Belt. That's why we have the Southern Baptist Convention. The Southern Baptist Convention, literally the largest U.S. denomination for Christianity, formed to keep slavery and racism. So it's not a good argument.
I was not making an argument.
Sure.
No, you're saying sure, but I wasn't making an argument. I just asked a question. That's all.
Yeah, it
Like I'm not
sounds to
trying to
me like
convince.
sounds like a leading question, like you were gonna intimate that Christians should be credited with ending slavery.
No, I was just saying that Christians were a part of freeing slaves. It was Christians fighting Christians over a moral truth.
Are you a
So
Christian?
there's a yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay. Yeah. So, does the book say you can own slaves?
Yeah, past tense.
No, it didn't say past tense. You can own slaves in the past.
Yeah, it's a past tense.
When
It's
did
called progression
when did it say you can't own slaves?
when they're freed.
Show me that verse.
Word for word.
Yeah, show me the verse that says to free your slaves, because I can read you passages that said you can own these slaves forever, and the same passages will also say to follow this law forever.
Yeah, it's a stipulation to owning the slaves forever, right?
It's not a stipulation. No,
Are you
owning
sure?
owning the slave forever is a separate thing.
The entire law functions together, not just a single verse. So, like,
I
say for instance,
disagree. If God says you can own slaves and then the law disappears tomorrow, that doesn't mean you can't own slaves. It just means now you can own as many slaves as you want.
so if the law says you can own slaves and also the law says free your slaves,
Oh, it
which
doesn't
one do you choose?
doesn't say that.
So it doesn't say free your slaves on the 6th year?
No, those are Hebrew servants, and they're males.
So, okay, what is definitional by Hebrew? Is that one who's believing in Yahweh or not?
A Hebrew is somebody who's part of the Israelite community. There seems to be a gray area on whether or not the proselytes can become Hebrews, but as far as we can tell from the text, the Hebrews that they're referring to are people who own ancestral property, which wouldn't be proselytes; they would be actual Hebrews.
So doesn't the law says treat the sojourner among you as you do yourself?
Sojourners aren't slaves.
Yeah, but say for instance, if a sojourner becomes a Jew
They
by
wouldn't.
faith,
Well, they couldn't become a Jew. They would just be a member of the congregation.
a congregation, so they should be treated as a Jew, right? So, like, say for
No,
instance, Abraham was called a
Jews were
Hebrew.
a specific tribe within the community.
Within the confines of the covenant.
Yeah, the Jews are just one tribe.
Uh, so Abraham was called a
Hebrew.
Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
And so what came from the line of Hebrew were what? The Israelites.
Yep. And how many are there?
But there are 12 tribes
Right.
of Israel.
And is Judah one tribe or all 12 tribes?
Judah is one tribe.
That's right.
So
Exactly. So if you're from the
so,
tribe of Judah, then you're a Jew.
so you're saying, say for instance, was that law given to all 12 tribes or just Judah?
I was given all 12 tribes.
Okay, so we're gonna move it back a little bit then.
I didn't move
So
anything back. That's what the Bible says.
no, you just said that the law was only given to the Jews, and that was one tribe.
Well, I didn't say
You
that.
said that. You sure?
No, that's what you said. You mentioned the Jews. I didn't.
I didn't say that. I said Jew by faith. I was faith is a Jew.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be a Jew by faith. Being a Jew is a tribal category. Unless you're born from the tribe of Judah, you can't be a Jew by faith.
So in Matthew's gospel, when you open up the genealogy,
This guy can't help himself.
no. So when you open up Matthew's gospel and the genealogy, all those people in that genealogy are Jews, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
They're not?
Nope. Ruth is a Moabite.
So she's counted as a Jew, though.
Nah, she's not. Again, Jews are a tribe of the Israelites.
A Jew by faith. So were they functioning?
There's no
say, for instance, within the
Jew by faith. If you believe in the God of Israel, then you can be an Israelite by faith. You can be an proselyte into the Israelite religion.
So pause. You will be an Israelite by faith, right? So you're considered an Israelite by faith.
You would become an Israelite because you're living in the nation of Israel. Yeah.
No, not because you're living in the land. The land doesn't dictate your faith.
You can't be an Israelite by faith, no.
So in the Old Testament, you can't be an Israelite by faith?
No.
So they were breaking the commandments of God when they were... No, I'm saying, so when they're marrying Gentile women, say for instance, those who actually believe, like there's an entire story of it. Ruth? The story of Ruth?
Yeah, the story of Ruth is crazy because Boaz should not have been marrying Ruth. So I said Boaz was Moabite earlier. It was Ruth that was Moabite. I apologize. Because you weren't supposed to marry Moabites. If you read Deuteronomy and elsewhere, God specifically said to not intermarry whatsoever with the Moabites.
And what did he qualify that as?
A sin?
No. What did he qualify it as? So say
qualify what as?
He gives a standard. So when he gives a standard, so you can actually marry them, but they have to do a certain process.
No, it didn't say that.
So he doesn't say cut your nails, shave your head.
No, it doesn't say that. That's what happens when you kidnap a woman in war and you force her to be your war bride. That's Deuteronomy 21. I mean, it brings up a good point. Do you think that people should be allowed to kidnap women in war and make them war brides?
War brides? No, let's not pivot, but I'm saying...
You brought it up, not me.
So, yeah, I brought it up to substantiate the claim that the Jews were allowed to marry what? Foreign women, right? And you said they couldn't.
Yeah, Moabites specifically. Deuteronomy 23:3 says, "No Ammonite or Moabite shall come into the assembly of the Lord, even to the 10th generation. None of their descendants shall come into the assembly of the Lord forever."
And that's in regards to what their practices, right?
Nope. Ammonites or Moabites, they're people groups.
They're defined by what?
Being an Ammonite or a Moabite.
No, I'm saying what defines them? What makes them Moabite?
You are part of
practices, right?
You're part of their race or part of their nation.
But they're defined by their practice.
No, they are not defined by their practice.
Yes, they are. That's how the children of Israel are set apart.
No.
So the children of Israel are set apart because...
The Moabites are a people group.
They're a people group, but there's no such thing as separation of church and state, how we perceive it now. Historically,
church and state had literally nothing to do with what we're talking about. You're in left field right now. Are you concussed? Do you know where you're at?
I know exactly where I'm at, but I'm qualifying what I'm saying.
But who do you think the Moabites are?
A people group who practiced a certain way.
We don't know what they practiced. We don't have full information about what they believed and what they practiced, nor the Ammonites for that matter. What we do have is the Bible saying that none of them can come into the assembly of the Lord.
So does the Bible tell you exactly what they're practicing? That he identified them by what they practiced?
I literally just told you no. The Bible doesn't give you a detailed description of the practices of the Moabites or the Ammonites.
So for this reason, I'm bringing you into the land, and this is the reason why I'm going to destroy them, because they're doing these abominable practices.
Those are the Israelites. The Ammonites and the Moabites were not Canaanites. It's almost like you haven't read the book.
No, I've read the book.
Okay, well, the Ammonites and the Moabites were not Canaanites. They were, in fact, their land wasn't even supposed to be conquered. Deuteronomy chapter 2 tells you that, not to conquer the Moabites, not to conquer the Ammonites, because God gave those as inheritance to the descendants of Lot.
An inheritance based off of what?
Have you not read the book, man?
No, I've read the book, but the inheritance is based off of what their relationship with Abraham. Abraham was called a Hebrew.
No, their relationship to Lot.
I know Lot.
It's crazy. He hasn't read the book. Okay, so how does the Bible describe the Moabites and the Ammonites coming about? Do you know?
Lot had intercourse with his daughters.
Yes, and then what?
It produced that offspring.
Yes.
It was an incestual
arrangement. And what does Deuteronomy chapter 2 tell you?
Don't intermarry with them.
No,
because of their.
It's not what Deuteronomy 2 tells you. Deuteronomy 23 tells you that.
Sorry. Hold on. Let me pull up my Bible real quick, my man. Oh, wait. Are you able to just bring it up by any chance?
Yep. It says, the Lord said to me, do not harass Moab or engage them in battle, for I will not give you any of its land as a possession, since I have given Ar as a possession to the descendants of Lot. Same thing with the Ammonites. So the Ammonites and the Moabites were not Canaanites that were supposed to be wiped out. They were separate people, and God said, don't intermarry with them.
But they can marry with you as long as they believe their faith.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can. God actually gave it.
They cannot. He explicitly tells you cannot. Deuteronomy 23:3. We just read it. It's like you're not even listening.
No, I understand the law, but the law's function. There's a spirit of the law. So you're not saved by obeying the law. Do as I do. Gentiles and whatnot, the sojourners among you, treat them as you would treat yourself. Like literally, Jesus is quoting the law and he's explaining what the law means. He didn't abolish the law. He came to fulfill the law.
Right. Which is great, because that means you should still be okay with the slave laws, which is what we started on, Leviticus 25, which says that you can own slaves.
No, you can't be all right with the slave laws.
Why can't you?
The reason being is we're called to be a slave of Christ.
So what? Does it have nothing to do with whether or not I can own another human being according to the Bible? The Hebrews were slaves to Yahweh, and God said that you can own slaves.
Did God ever sell them off?
I mean, it depends what you mean by selling off, but technically, no. He just had them punished by the Babylonians. But it's an irrelevant dodge of a question. I responded to the point that you raised, which is namely that just because you're somebody's slave, metaphorically, doesn't mean that you can't own slaves in the real world. Leviticus 25:42 literally says that the Israelites are God's slaves, and then God goes on to tell you that you can own other people as slaves. So I'm trying to figure out why you think slavery's bad.
Because the moral principle.
Where can I find that moral principle in the Bible? Because God specifically blessed Abraham with slaves. He told Israel he would give them slaves.
So what's the difference between indentured servitude and slavery?
Well, indentured servitude is not slavery. So
yeah, I'm saying what's the difference?
A difference is one's not a slave. One is a temporary servant who has to work off a debt. That's not slavery.
Okay.
I'm talking about actual slaves.
Yeah, and I'm saying they should be freed because he qualifies. Say, for instance, if a slave wants to remain with his master, you pierce your ear through.
Only if you're a Hebrew. We're talking about. I'm just going to assume you weren't listening the first time we read it. I'm going to read it again.
No. Well,
so don't worry, Keith. Don't worry. I'll do your homework for you. Stop talking. So in Leviticus, God tells you not to own the other Israelite brethren as slaves. He says, don't do it. They're my slaves. You don't own them as slaves. Let them be hired workers if they fall into debt. Then he says, as for your male and female slaves who you may have from the nations that are around you, from them you may buy male and female slaves. Moreover, you may buy the children of the strangers who dwell among you and their families who are with you, which they beget in your land, and they shall become your property. And you may take them as an inheritance for your children after you, for them to inherit as a possession. They shall be your permanent slaves. But regarding your brethren, the children of Israel, you shall not rule over the other with rigor. That's called slavery, when somebody is owned as property forever and then passed down as property when you die. Do you agree that that is the definition of slavery, Keith?
But again, when I'm talking about Israelites,
Keith, I asked you a yes or no question. Is
yeah, I
owning a
said yes.
person as
I,
property for life
I said
slavery?
yes.
No one
I
heard
literally just
you.
said yes.
No one heard you.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
said
So
yes.
God says you can own foreigners for life, which means he says you can make slaves of them, correct?
Yes, but I'm saying according to that same exact law. So, say for instance, with Hebrew, let's say for instance, the covenant of circumcision was given to who?
All of the Hebrews.
So, say for instance, is Ishmael a Hebrew?
I mean, that's a difficult question because technically he is a Hebrew, although Hagar was
Oh,
Egyptian.
okay.
So Ishmael is half Hebrew and half Egyptian. And Ishmael did not get to
Mhm.
partake in the blessings of the Hebrews. In fact, it specifically is stated that he won't have an inheritance among the Hebrews
In regards to what?
in
The physical
regards
land,
to
right?
an inheritance. Yeah.
Yeah, the physical land.
Yeah.
So the face is distinguished from the land, right?
Buddy, I don't know if you're lost right now, but we're talking about slaves.
Yeah, I'm saying,
I
as
think
I
you're
said
confused
earlier,
about what the conversation's about.
I'm not confused. I'm making a distinction. I
Okay,
said
what
plainly
what
that
does
using these
Ishmael
two
have to do with owning slaves?
because I said the law was given to the Israelites, but you can be free if you have faith in the God of Israel.
Show me that
Because
verse.
that verse, the
Yeah, show me
promise
where it
was
says that.
given. Yeah, the promise was given to who?
Show me the
Abraham.
verse where it says what you said it said.
It's what the law implies, my man. That's
No,
why
show
Ruth
me the
got married.
verse. Read the verse to me and we'll talk about what it means. But
Are
you're
you using
you're
a word for
trying to
word
quote
fallacy?
you're trying to quote a verse that doesn't exist.
No, I'm saying, are you using a word for word fallacy?
No, I'm asking you to quote the
No,
verse that you're working from, and then we can talk about what the verse means. You can't even tell me what verse you're referring to yet.
we established Ruth got married. You said it wasn't allowed, right?
Yeah, we're talking about slaves, Keith. Slaves.
Correct.
Ruth wasn't
And
a
I
slave.
said,
Boaz wasn't a slave. That had to do with a Moabite marrying in to the congregation. That's a different thing.
yeah, into the congregation of the Lord.
She didn't become not a slave. She was never a slave.
I'm saying, if you read the way you're reading the law, you're saying he should never have done that according to the law.
I agree. He shouldn't have.
But he was justified in what he was doing.
I disagree.
According to you disagree, but
Yeah, I
the
disagree. He
scriptures,
broke the law.
according to you, your moral standard.
No, according to
Not
the
the scripture.
Bible said not to do it.
That's how you're interpreting it, though.
No, that's what it says.
No. That's how you're interpreting it.
No, I
That's an
just read it
interpersonal.
word for word. I believe the Bible means what it says.
No. That's how you're interpreting it.
No,
Because
I disagree.
my God and your God. And so it's commended. The action is commended. God commends that action.
Yeah, she's a proselyte. I know. But she's
Proselyte.
still a Moabite.
But again, it's greater, the circumcision of the heart or the circumcision of the flesh?
Well, according to Ezekiel and according to God, both.
No. I'm saying what's greater. Trying to make a distinction.
Both.
What's greater, the
Ezekiel,
heart?
God says in Ezekiel that foreigners who come to the assembly of Yahweh will need to be circumcised in the heart and in the
Ezekiel?
body. Yes, Ezekiel 44.
In the heart, then then the body, right?
Both.
So Abraham does the exact same thing.
He certainly did not.
So he circumcised his slaves, did he not?
The slaves have to be circumcised because they're property. Yeah.
So if they have faith, they're now equated to what? As
Not.
an Israelite.
They're still slaves.
They're equated as a Israelite by
Listen,
faith. So
they might be a
applies
member of
different.
the nation, but they are still slaves.
So if they're members of the nation, does the law apply to them?
Yeah, the law applies to everybody living in the borders of Israel. It says that quite literally,
So
like 5
if
times.
you're an Israelite by faith
You're
and you're
not.
circumcised outwardly,
You're either
what?
you're either a member of the community or you're not.
What makes you an Israelite?
What
You're
makes
equating
you
Israelite
what
as
makes
a
you an
blood
Israelite is being a member of the community. And there are
But the Bible
slaves.
doesn't make that.
There are slaves in the community.
But the scripture does not make that.
It does.
The scripture is very clear.
The
God says what? He's
But
going to punish them.
Keith,
because
you
they're not
haven't quoted
circumcised
a
at heart.
single scripture the whole time you've been up here.
Would you like me to quote some scriptures for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to put myself on pause so I can actually pull it up.
He's not going to find it. At best, he'll find the passage that says that the slaves that are circumcised get to eat the meal of the priests in the same household. That's it.
Yeah, but that was also only reserved for the people of God, was it not?
No, is reserved for the priests and for the slaves of the priests. Has to do with cleanliness, not belief.
But they're participating in it, right?
Participating in what? Yeah, they're eating food. Yeah.
Yeah, they can participate in it, but it doesn't equate to them having faith, right?
No, their faith is not the thing that makes you an Israelite. Your membership in the community, living in the land, being part of the community makes you an Israelite. That's why in the New Testament, when people are proselytes to the Hebrew faith, they're not called Hebrews, they're called God-fearers. The Greeks and the Romans that converted to the religion of the Jews were referred to as God-fearers, not honorary Jews. It's the book of Luke, or the book of Acts, if you're wondering. The book of Luke too, actually. Keith ain't gonna find the verse he's looking for. Guess we'll just wait. How much money you want to bet he's going to run right back to the book of Ruth? I feel like that's where he's going to go next. I'm no prophet, just a prophet of Doug, obviously. Hello? Apparently he's got no Holy Spirit. Well, shit. Well, while you're finding the verse you'll never find, let me read a couple super chats because this could be a fucking while. Snickerdoodle, good to hear from your friend. Says Justin, David's wives were raped. Caller, I'm not seeing the problem here. Isn't it crazy what they'll say? There's nothing. Snickerdoodle, there's nothing they won't justify in this book. Not a damn thing. They'll justify every last word. And Atlas says, should women have all the same rights as men? They should be able to speak. Yeah, holy shit, Atlas. That is crazy to think about. And I bet we'll actually get there during this conversation too. Welcome back, Keith. Which verse did you find for me?
11 through 15.
I didn't hear the book.
So God makes it. Oh, Isaiah 1 through 15 and 11. God makes a distinction between your actions and your faith. He makes a distinction
Did you
between
say
actions and
Isaiah
faith.
11, 1 through 15?
So Isaiah 1,
Okay.
11 through 15.
Gotcha. Isaiah 1. There we
That makes it.
go.
He makes a distinction between actions and faith.
We know there's differences between actions and faith. No one's questioning that.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. Are you
You're
considering?
really confused on how words work here.
No. You're taking the literal, like hyper literal.
I'm not.
Stance.
I agree with you. Actions and faith are different. Yeah.
So they're distinction. But
Yeah.
what does God prefer?
His preference is irrelevant. We're talking about what makes you a member of the community.
Correct. What makes you a member of the community is by faith.
No, that is not the case.
So when Paul is interpreting the Old Testament, he
you
makes
literally
that clear.
you need to at a minimum be circumcised to be a member of the Israelites. You have to. The same book you quoted says so. Isaiah 56, I believe. Of the foreigners, they're gonna participate in the laws of Moses. Read Isaiah 56, talking about when the foreigners join the Israelites. Do not let the son of a foreigner who has joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, "The Lord has utterly separated me from his people." Nor let the eunuch say, "Here I am, a dry tree." For thus saith the Lord to the eunuchs who keep my Sabbaths and choose what please me and hold fast to my covenant. Even to them I will give in my house and within my walls a place and a name. And then he goes on. It says, also the sons of the foreigner who join themselves to the Lord and serve him and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, everyone who keeps from defiling the Sabbath and holds fast to my covenant, even them I will bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices will be accepted on my altar. You still have to participate and follow the rituals of the community.
Correct. And so, quick question: can a eunuch be circumcised?
Yeah.
How?
Eunuchs are lacking balls, not the penis. You know that eunuchs didn't cut their penises off.
Until when?
Never. Eunuchs don't cut their penises off. That's crazy.
Yes, they do.
No, they do not.
Yes.
No, they
Yes,
don't.
they do, my man.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Historically, that's what you do. You
No.
cut off the entire genitalia.
Historically, you would not.
Yeah, you would, my man.
No, you wouldn't. You would bleed out and you'd have nothing but urinary tract infections until you died.
So, did the Romans do that? Did
No.
the Romans practice eunuch? They didn't? So
The
wasn't a king?
The Romans didn't cut people's penises off. Unless you earned it, unless you committed a crime. If you raped somebody, you can get your penis cut off. But they didn't go around cutting people's penises off.
Can you just simply put a Google search and put that up, if you don't mind?
I'll just give you the definition of a eunuch real quick.
Oh, no. I want you to, what we just described, can you Google that? Not the definition, because that's a sidetrack, my man. Google exactly what I said.
I'll just give you the actual definition. It says it says a man who has been castrated, especially in the past, one employed to guard the women living in an Asian court. Also, we know this is true of the Mediterranean. What's it mean to be castrated?
Click on it.
I'm asking you, what does the word castrated mean?
No. Click on it.
Keith, do you know what the word castrated means?
No, I don't.
I know you don't. Okay, just click on the word castrated. To remove the testicle of a male animal or man. The testicle. It's crazy that you're this unintelligent and you think you're doing well right now.
And again,
here's my advice for you, Keith. When you have Bible discussions, have a little bit of humility. You don't know nearly as much as you think you do. You think you do because you're surrounded by people who probably haven't read the Bible at all. But you have literally no idea what you're talking about yet. And keep in mind, you're doing all of this work to get around the fact that God said you can own people as property forever. Eunuchry has nothing to do with whether or not you can own a slave forever. I'm still trying to find the justification for why you can own a slave as property forever.
The justification for doing so?
Yeah.
But when I was talking about freeing them and you just read Isaiah qualifies what it means to be a Jew.
Show me the
What
passage that says you can free your slaves.
you can free your slaves?
Yeah, show me that passage. Show me the passage where it says you must release your foreign slaves. I know what he's trying to say. It's crazy that he's been up here for a half hour and he hasn't actually just plainly said it. I can say it for you since you like words are hard. So what you want to say is that if a foreign slave converts to being a Hebrew, then technically he can be released in the 6th or the 7th year, but that's not how that works. But it's crazy that you couldn't just say that outright at the beginning.
Yeah. He's a Hebrew. That's what qualifies
No,
a Hebrew.
wrong again.
Abraham.
Nope.
Abraham's a Hebrew.
You'd be wrong.
That's the entire point of what I literally said.
You'd be wrong. You're still a ger in the Hebrew language. You're still a foreigner. What a crazy load of nonsense the Bible would be if it said, hey, you can own these people forever, but there's this weird loophole. If they convert to your religion, you have to let them go. That's crazy. So, first of all, not only is it crazy, it's also not in the book.
It's actually in the book because
it's actually not in the book.
You brought up Lot, for instance. No. Say, for instance, you brought up Lot. Lot was given an inheritance. Why? Because it's his relationship with Abraham, who is a Hebrew.
I'm sorry. Was Lot a child of Abraham? Are you confused right now?
Lot was given an inheritance. Why?
Because he was related. He was the nephew of Abraham, but he wasn't a child of Abraham.
So wasn't the land
he was given an allotment of land for the sake of Abraham. That's it.
Okay, where was that land at?
It was to the north and the south of the Dead Sea region. On the eastern side of the river.
Eastern side of?
The eastern side of the Jordan, north and south. Manasseh, I think, is near them as well. Manasseh and Gad.
So why does the Bible say Manasseh? Wait, you said it's Manasseh? The place is Manasseh?
No, the place is not Manasseh. I said they are near the tribe of Manasseh.
Oh, they're near the tribe of Manasseh.
So there's Moab borders the Dead Sea on the south, and Ammon is close to the Jordan River, and they border two different tribes. Let me grab the tribal allotments. But I don't think any of that's actually quite relevant. The reality is neither one of them are Israelites, and neither one of them are given part of the inheritance. Yeah, Gad and Manasseh and Reuben are all east of the Jordan, and Ammon borders the tribe of Gad, which checks out because they talk about the tribe of Gad in the Mesha stele set up by King Mesha.
But sorry, that was actually good. I agree with you. So when I'm saying I'm qualifying Hebrew, when even Paul makes this reference as well, the covenant and promises were to you and your offspring.
You got it. You and your offspring. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So the offspring is who?
The offspring is anyone born to the lineage. I think that's pretty clear. None of this actually fixes the problem. Remember, you're still trying to explain why God said you can own slaves forever.
Yeah, you can only the qualifying for owning them slaves forever is because of their faith. And
you'd be wrong.
Well, yeah, because it would be right because in the law it says,
show me the verse. Do, right? So show me the verse that says if somebody has faith in the religion of Abraham, they become Hebrews. He's just going to keep pivoting. I don't think he's ever going to actually give me a verse. Here's what's going to happen, Keith. We've been talking now for quite a bit of time.
I've enjoyed the conversation, by the way, man.
So here's what we're going to do. If you don't provide me with a verse, I have to move on.
Okay. Is it all right if I step down and then I just come back with the verse?
That's fine.
Because my wife is texting me. I love the conversation, man. I really enjoy your content. But I'll see you in like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes.
Cheers, man. Take your time.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna find the verse. He won't be back.